and welcome to the Bachelorette recap with Darlene
and Michi.
So, it was the season finale. Then there were three.
And then there were three. And it's over.
And now it's over. So we're going to kind of dissect what happened tonight and go through it. We all know what happened at the end. But we start off with three, and obviously Eric already has his fantasy suite taken care of. And we were at a to be continued with Peter.
Yes, and keep in mind, I always find it interesting that I didn't feel the same emotions when Rachel woke up from her fantasy suite with Eric as I did with Brian and Peter.
Yes, correct. I agree. 100%.
So now going back to Rachel, they're in their location and she's crying, I'm devastated.
But they kind of get it past that point where they're talking about where they differ on their definition of what engagement means. Because Peter thinks it's just about engagement, marriage, that's it. And then she's like, okay, well, engagement is trying to get to know each other and fill it out more, and then that'll eventually lead into marriage. And they kind of agree to disagree at that point, I guess, because he goes to the fantasy suite and they spend some more time together, and she wakes up. They wake up in the same bed.
She not only looks so glowing and happy.
Yeah.
You can tell at this point she is so in love with Peter.
Yeah, totally.
So in love with Peter. And ladies, you know, after something happens, intimate, whatever you want to call it, the intimacy drives emotion with women.
Yes.
And you know how you feel with your man after.
Yeah, exactly.
So...
And then just also what was going on during this episode was Rachel was live with Chris Harris.
Yep.
And discussing her emotions and what was going on, which was the first time they ever done this with the Bachelorette. So that was kind of cool.
It was kind of cool. They got to see her emotion as she had to replay or relive what took place.
Yeah.
And that's tough.
It is.
That's tough. Very
tough.
Especially somebody grilling you with question after question, and you're trying your best to hold it together. But at this point, you're also either married or not. So
yeah, you already know.
You already know what has happened.
Yeah. And then so the next date is with...
Yes, the next date with Brian. They go on a gorgeous horseback ride. I mean, come on, you're in Spain.
Yeah, it was really beautiful.
Riojas. And it's just gorgeous. And being able to be with somebody that you are so romantically connected to in this beautiful place sets the tone. I will say this. You would think she would be so engulfed, but unfortunately, she is beyond distracted, disengaged. I don't even think she has a clue who's in front of her.
Yeah, exactly.
She's just thinking about how she just boned Peter.
And left him.
And left his side.
With no resolution.
With no resolution, and thinking to herself, now what do I do?
And she's in her head, basically. Because she's thinking, well, maybe I am moving too fast. And she's starting to question the feelings that she has with Brian, probably, and with Peter. And maybe she's not ready for the next step, but we all think she is. But
absolutely.
Peter just got in her head, you know?
And that kind of was the difference, is that at this point, you can really see she is in love with Peter.
Yeah.
Brian, I didn't see that connection. I didn't feel that they stepped up to the plate and were able to have that emotional connection the same as Peter and her.
Yes, because it was very emotional. Very emotional.
So emotional.
And to me, if you're on a date with Brian now and you're just as in love with him as you are with Peter, you're forgetting about Peter. Like, it's not even a thought in your head, because you're like, okay, well, I still got you. You know, you're equally in love. That's why I don't think it was equal, you know? And she keeps thinking about her past relationship that lasted 5 years without a step in the next direction.
In the next step.
So that's what's in her head, too.
She is questionable. I mean, she said it over and over again. I don't want to dismay the fact that I want to be with someone and have you know you're going to marry me.
Yeah.
And if engagement is a year or a year and a half, still the resolution is we will get married. Not deciding after the fact, I think you're the one. I'm pretty sure you could be the one.
Yeah.
It's very sad, I think. And that's what's going through her head because now you've just put sex in the mix.
Yeah.
What do you expect to happen? You already had your emotions that were very strong about Peter, that you questioned where you guys would go. But guess what? He never changed his mind.
No.
And some men are like that. They know exactly what they want and it's not going to change. You can't change a man, ladies. Sometimes it's hard. And I will say that with this scenario, you didn't change him.
Yeah.
So he knew his decision and you still chose to have sex with him, which is even harder for you to leave.
Because now there's more
emotional connection.
Physiological
And
side.
so now you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, I can easily be with Brian, but you can't.
That's why she's so distracted.
So distracted, beyond.
So, do you think he could tell?
I know. Do you think he could see? And you know what Brian said? He did say, I'm confident. I'm good. I know what I have with Rachel. It's legit.
Mm-hmm.
And anyways, he opened up the key and they're like, we gonna use it.
Yeah.
So I think you were just fine anyways.
Yeah, but he did mention that he felt the distraction from her, her disengagement during the horseback riding and all that stuff. So, I mean, good, but it's good that he was able to call her out on it. You know, that's what you do. That's when you have great communication. Then you call each other out. Hey, what's wrong? Maybe it's not me. What is it? So I can help you through it. You know, which is great. I thought that was great that he did that.
But that's the one thing I do like about Brian is he puts his best effort at all times.
Mm-hmm.
He puts his best effort at all times.
He does. He really does, and that's why it's almost fake.
That's why it comes off so disingenuous.
Yeah, because he does put his best effort up front every single time. So good, kudos for him for that. Yeah. So then they go to the fantasy suite, of course.
So now, I mean, as I'm watching this, and I can only imagine what America's thinking, but I had to think it. I'm like, damn, girl, you just banged in 2 nights.
Do you think she had sex with all 3 of them?
No, I think she had sex with 2 of them.
Not
I
Eric.
think she had sex with Brian and Peter.
And
as she
Eric,
should have. You needed to test drive the stick, baby boo.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But she liked both of them. So obviously they stepped up to the plate.
Yeah.
So kudos Brian, kudos Peter.
Yeah.
But you could tell the emotion was so strong with Peter after they were intimate.
Yeah. So then his date ends, and then we go back to the live show.
Yeah.
And Eric comes on.
And Eric comes on. Eric. Oh my God.
I mean, he was very composed. He delivered himself very well while he was on there. But to me, it was still like, okay, well, good thing it didn't happen because, you know.
I mean, I do like how Eric broke to the point where he made it very clear that he will always love you. I will always love you, Rachel. And that's very respectful after what he had to go through.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, we skipped over the rose ceremony.
Well, he didn't
He
make
didn't
it.
which we know now. Yeah. And it was so funny.
One too many.
During the rose ceremony, when she chose Brian first, which was like, he's like, oh, she win. Like, he knew he was going to get it.
Of course Brian was going to get it.
Yeah. And then right before the last rose, she makes a speech about how she wants to be engaged by the end of this process. She wants to be proposed to, and she's hoping that her decision today will make that happen. Like, she's just, and we're just thinking like, who is she talking to?
Yeah,
like,
and I mean, you're looking dead at Peter anyways.
Yeah.
But it was very, I'm in the courtroom, we're down to business.
Yes,
I am getting my attorney hat on, and look, you gonna make a decision.
Yeah.
And that is it, case closed. Now on. I mean, it was
very courtroom.
It was very courtroom etiquette, and I will say Rachel has to handle her business. That's what she wants.
Yeah.
So
she made her statement.
She made her statement. Moving forward. Eric
didn't make it. On the hot seat, he says that he will always have a soft spot in his heart for Rachel. But I think it all came down to they're just friends. You know, they were good friends. They got along really well. And he was a little bit too young and immature for her. That's what I thought.
And that's what we've always said.
Exactly.
I mean, he's not at where she would want him to be. And he will always make her laugh, but she's not looking for that.
He's not the one.
He's not the one.
Yeah. So that's Eric. And then we say goodbye to Eric forever.
Yes, goodbye.
And then we go on to the next date.
Oh wait, this is the best part. I love how Brian approached her right as she said bye to Eric. Brian approaches her like kind of walks a little ahead of Peter and is like, "Dog, back up. I got this. Like my woman's coming back." And I was like, "Get it, Brian."
Because he's wanted to say, "Hey, I love you. You know what this is gonna end up with me if you choose me." And Peter's just like in the background, like, "Ooh, she was talking to me."
Peter is like so stressed out at this point. And not only does he not know what to do, I think he's now starting to believe he could really hurt her.
Yes, and definitely.
It goes back to his ex-girlfriend.
Because I think Peter almost thought he was going to get let go.
Yeah, I think he thought it was going to be easy.
So he didn't have to deal with it.
What most men do.
And then when she picks him, he's like, shoot, this girl really loves me, you know? So
I think he might have thought for a second he wasn't going to get chosen. Eric thought he was going to get chosen.
Yeah, he did.
So shocker.
Yeah.
And I will say that
he should have made a phone call to us. We would have told him. Sorry.
Eric should have called me. I would have said either way that with Peter knowing what he knows now, he knows the decision is still harder. What I question with Peter is that why did you repeat the same thing you did to Rachel as you did with your ex-girlfriend?
Yeah.
That is what I question. And you can always...
It's insanity. It's the definition of insanity, right?
I don't understand, Peter, why this decision is so hard for you. And I think even for Rachel, too, she didn't want to be in a situation where even if they were engaged, he would not have truly been in love with her.
Yeah, and just still questioning it, like I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want someone to propose and be like, okay, well, you didn't really mean it, you know? That would be like the most horrible. That would be in the back of my head constantly, you know.
So then, Brian and her go on a date.
Yes.
Hot air balloon.
That looks so cool. And he's afraid of heights, which is like the one thing you would not want to do if you're afraid of heights is going to hot because they explode.
Yeah. He said it so calmly, but I was like, I probably wouldn't have gone.
No, that's a scary thing. They catch on fire. They can come
there's so many ways to not. Comes back.
And you know you have the film crew and everything else in there, so it's going to be a little bit
heavier.
Yeah, exactly.
It just doesn't seem like a fun idea for me.
No, not either.
Whatever, to each his
But he was yelling down,
there were
Buenos Dias. Yeah.
So that was cool.
To the locals.
Yeah.
And this was a much better date. So she was engaged.
So much more relaxed.
So much more.
But of course it's emotional because now you know your man is still there.
Yeah.
You know Peter's still in the background. There's nothing for you to stress. And she knows she has another date with him. So of course she's going to be happy with Brian.
Yeah, exactly. So then they go to, that was their day. And then the night ends up when they're in his room.
Right.
And she gets a gift, which I thought was really cute.
Such a cute gift, Brian. I will say that it was very sweet. It was very thoughtful.
Yeah.
And I don't know most men that would create a Spanish dictionary for Rachel.
That was awesome. Okay. Very thoughtful.
It was like esposa.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's like, wife.
Leap of faith.
Yeah. I mean, so mad. I was like, wow, I don't think any man has done that for me.
But he was basically telling her exactly what he wants. The next day. You know, pick me. Take a leap of faith. I want to be your husband. I want you to be my wife.
He laid everything out. It was a pure blueprint. And you know what's so funny, ladies? When you finally have what you want and you don't want it anymore.
Yeah.
That is where I think she was at. Because if Peter had said, I want to marry you, she would have married Peter. Easily.
Hands down. Hands down. Yeah.
This gets better. So that date ends. Obviously, she slept over. And then we move on to a date with Peter at the monastery.
Yes.
Amazing things this monk had to say. Just a little bit of, you gotta let some of the little stuff go.
Yeah. You could see like the hamster in his head spinning, you know? And he's thinking about these things, but it doesn't really click. And she's thinking about these things and saying, see, you need to let the little things go.
And she's totally looking at him like he's a demon.
Yeah.
You know, like, you better get it together, boy.
Yeah.
Tonight's the last night.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like there was a little bit of tension. Not full-on tension like there was with that Brian date, but there was a little bit like uneasiness because they knew this was their last night together. And they were going to have to talk about what inevitably was going to happen, you know?
They knew they had to figure it out, and you're right, it was going to be difficult to come to the decision, but I think they both knew what the decision was.
Yeah.
So it's just tough really letting go.
Yeah. And then so they both kind of sit there and go back and forth. And I thought it was a mature argument.
It was a mature conversation.
It just sucked because they were both on such different levels, but you could see the emotion that they had for each other.
I think what's sad is knowing how much you could tell at that moment she really loved him.
So much passion. There's so much passion.
They both walked back and forth. They both couldn't even really say goodbye.
And we only saw 10, 15 minutes of it.
Yeah, true. This could have been going on for an hour.
Yeah.
And kissing and crying and kissing and crying even more. It's like, how do you let this girl walk out of your life?
But he did.
But
I couldn't believe
it. He totally did.
I honestly thought that he was going to run after her. I thought...
That's what Chris said.
Yeah.
Chris was like, I thought he was going to run down the street. I thought he was going to come chase you. You know, just do something else to say, I messed up. I want a chance. Let's take that leap of faith.
When I was watching, because ABC has moded me a few times during The Bachelorette, where I thought something was going to happen, and that what I thought was going to happen didn't happen. So the whole time thinking, he's going to come back, something's going to happen. Right. Peter's going to, like, come through. Someone's going to, like, this is not the end. This can't be the end. It's Peter, you know? In my head, the whole time I was watching. And then even when, in a few minutes we'll get to it, but when he comes to the couch, I was like, no. They're faking. Like, we don't, you know? I was thinking that, like, legitimately the whole time I was watching.
I think also if you had a heart, you were sad.
Yeah.
So I think for me, what's kind of interesting too, is that Brian has now seen this.
Yeah.
How could Brian fathom marrying this girl?
After she was so emotional, so much passion around this other guy.
As a man, that's tough to step up and say, I'm totally going to marry you despite what I just saw. This guy not only banged you, but you're crying your eyes out for him.
And he has to think, I could have possibly lost her if he proposed.
Yeah.
Or ran after
her. Like, I don't even know if Brian realizes that if Peter had slightly changed his mind, you wouldn't even be in the picture.
There'd be no Colombian.
No, adios is what would happen.
Yeah,
and that's what's kind of like, it's just such a shocker to know that you could still marry someone after this and then still be like, I love you, but that's what you signed up for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So the date ends, she leaves, he gets really emotional, which I feel like he maybe should have released some emotion while he was talking to her, and she would have seen how much he cared. Because he was holding it together pretty well while he was talking to her. And then when she leaves is when he really breaks down, takes off his sweater to wipe his eyes.
He's crying.
And he's crying. That's when I was like, oh my gosh, like that, like, jerked at my heart, you know? Like,
he knew what he lost. Mm-hmm. Then he had to kind of see this person, and it's kind of been a little bit of some time now.
Yeah.
And
so he was in the back. He was waiting in the back, you could see he was crying. So not only was he crying at the last date they had together, but during the live episode. Yeah. And it's been some time, like you said.
Yeah, it's been some time, so those emotions are still very real and still there.
I think he's still in love with her.
Absolutely. Sure. You made a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And unless there's a secret episode, ABC, that we are missing, tell me if they're together or not. I need to know. Because now it is August 8th, 2017.
Yeah.
And time's a ticking. I swear to you. Are Brian and Rachel really going to get married?
I thought she was going to. She probably was holding it in because she's engaged to this other guy now.
Yeah.
But I thought she was. How could she not get more emotional while she's watching it live? To see how Peter like loses it in the back room, and she is kind of stoic, but she's probably like, well, I can't cry now.
Yeah, I can't cry now. My
husband's
here.
Exactly is gonna think that I'm still in love with this dude.
And I'm sure like maybe a tiny bit of her has some emotion to him. Yeah. Absolutely. How can you not? But I also think that if she really has strong feelings for Brian, she can turn back those feelings and say, well, Brian's here. Brian's
Yeah,
always
exactly.
been here.
Yeah.
And what, ladies, I mean, come on, how many times can we say that about our men?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's a tough thing to combat when you have a guy like Brian who is always there.
And he treated her so well. So he did a great job. Treated her very well, always there, very charismatic, very loving. Gave her everything that she wanted.
Absolutely.
I thought it was interesting when Peter comes out talking to Chris and Rachel, when he admits that he wanted to see Rachel and told the producers, hey, I reached out, I wanted to see you, but I was told no.
Yeah, I was told
He wasn't allowed to reach out directly to Rachel, but he reached out to the producers. Producers came back and said no, but she doesn't want to.
She can't, she's engaged.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Plus, I've been really good at my past relationships. When I broke up with someone, that was it.
I'm done.
I knew there was a reason. I know that there's no going back. I know that I made the decision for a reason, and I have to make sure that I believe in myself and my heart, and I don't go back. And it was easy for me. And Rachel's probably the same way. Now that she learned some lessons in past relationships, you know. So too bad, Peter.
Yeah.
And you can see the emotion on his face. Oh my gosh. And then he does apologize for, which I thought when I heard him say that, I was like, oh my God. When he says, well, so you're going to have a mediocre life because you want a ring. Remember that?
That's
when he was, there was like teeny tiny blows that he was saying during that last date.
I know.
Where if I was Rachel, I'd be like,
I'm done.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think it was kind of like words they had to get out. I think it was the back and forth. They both had to get out. This is probably the last time you're going to see this person. I'm laying everything out on the table.
Yeah.
Regardless.
As you should.
As you should. The good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened. And he said some things that I think a few ladies of America were shocked at.
Yeah.
So, but hey, I want to hear him. Are you the next Bachelor?
Is Peter the next Bachelor, which it would be great for us and
me.
and viewing purposes. However, Rachel does say to him, this is just not cut out for you. If you can't make a decision that fast and quickly and you can't get over whatever you have to get over, which is weird because his parents got married after knowing each other for 1 month.
Right,
this is not for you.
To our fans, and thank you so much for posting and commenting, she makes a valid point. The bottom line is there weren't 30 men to choose from.
Yeah.
There weren't 30 ladies to choose from. There weren't so many different options. So when it comes down to it, you have one person to make a decision with, and that's probably why they last as long as they did.
Yeah.
Peter's parents have a story to tell, and it was just each other.
Yeah.
Peter has a story to tell, but he had to compete against how many other men? So,
and see it happen right
in front of his face and relive it. And now he's actually able to watch all these other men and her reaction to the other men.
Yeah.
That's probably why he thought it was so hard, because what he witnessed was the true testament that you could see she really loved just him.
Yeah. And so imagine him watching it.
Imagine watching it and saying, oh my God, I'm such an idiot.
Yeah.
You know, we don't really know what he's
imagine
feeling.
Brian's feelings too.
But you're able to see your girlfriend, your fiance, your ex-girlfriend, whatever you wanted to call her, go through all these emotions with other men.
Yeah. Yeah. So then Peter gracefully leaves the couch.
Yeah, he leaves. And then, lo and behold, comes Ryan.
So the next morning, I didn't realize at this point still, because I'm naive, I guess. I didn't realize Peter wasn't even going to be at the rose ceremony.
Well,
I didn't know it was a goodbye.
I didn't think it was a goodbye either. I was like, why isn't he there?
Yeah.
But I guess they called it quits that night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we didn't get. I didn't get it, but yeah, that was the end.
So it was kind of a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
And what I didn't like was all the wind that was going on.
There was so much wind.
There was so much wind that they should have put her hair back. They should have moved it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like a proposal.
It's like a black girl's nightmare.
Yeah, like, come on, boo.
Yeah.
Come on.
I know. That was really weird. And you could even hear it, like, in the speakers.
It was so loud.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you guys not film right now?
Yeah.
But either way, beautiful place, beautiful ceremony. You knew it was gonna happen. That ring to die for.
Yeah,
thank you,
beautiful.
ABC.
That was beautiful.
And I will say that, I mean,
who pays for that? ABC.
ABC. Thank you, ABC. Yes, as they
That's
should.
lucky.
But it's a gorgeous ring, gorgeous guy, gorgeous woman. It was meant to happen, but when you think back, would it really happen, Brian? That's the question of the night. If Peter stepped up to the plate, would it really be Brian?
And the second question is, do you see them actually getting married, or do they get to know each other and it falls apart?
I think that's tough to say because I just see the emotion that she had for Brian, or the emotion that she had for Peter. So I feel like you love people for different reasons in your relationships. And I think for her, there were so many other reasons why she loved Peter.
Yeah.
And for whatever those reasons were, it showed.
Yeah.
With Brian, maybe it was she was unsure of how he was, but maybe those emotions could be the same. It just takes longer.
Yeah, to get to that level of passion and emotion.
Right, because Peter didn't lay it out on the table.
And honestly, Peter, I mean, Brian was perfect to almost the fantasy level, you know, where that's why she questioned it so much. And Peter had some flaws and some things that they had to work through. So that probably created a little bit more closeness and excitement and passion. Versus she didn't get to experience that with Brian.
No, because, I mean, yes, everything's so fun about making up and loving each other one step a little bit more.
So once you get through one thing, you know you get through stronger.
Hurdles. Yeah. So I think she enjoyed that with Peter because it was kind of like a roller coaster, but this is what you're going to get.
Yeah.
With Brian, everything's a happy fantasy land every day. Is this what I'm walking into? I mean, it's great, but you got to somewhat question it.
And when times do get bad, how do they cope?
Yeah.
You know, so that'll be the test for them, I think. So when there's hurdles, like how do they jump over the hurdles?
But Brian's a very good communicator.
He's a very good communicator.
So, and being a chiropractor, you got to communicate.
Yeah.
So I think that not only in his profession, but in his personal life, he would be able to handle multiple conversations like that.
And he's 37. He was the oldest one there, right?
Right.
So
which doesn't always happen. So yeah, he has a little bit more maturity towards him. Brian is, I mean, Peter's 31.
Yeah.
Peter is 31.
Do you think Brian dyes his hair?
Maybe some highlights. Maybe some highlights.
When I was watching, I was
very
like,
perfect.
Yeah, it was too perfect. Even like the beard is.
But he's from Miami. That's how those guys are, and they're very feminine. It just is what it is. We got to be happy for her, happy for Brian.
I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them.
But who's the next Bachelor?
Yeah,
let's talk about that. ABC, is it Peter? Please let me on the show.
Don't they have to announce it soon? It's supposed to be one of the last.
Something.
I don't think it'll be Eric.
Dean?
Dean's on Bachelor in Paradise.
Yes, but can he still be a Bachelor?
I hope so.
All right, guys. We want to wrap it up and say thank you so much for supporting us through this season. We enjoyed The Bachelorette and hope you will stay tuned for our next showing. We'll let you know sometime soon. If not, check us out at Your Guide to Love, which we will be uploading our website quite soon. And talk to you guys then.
Thank you so much, guys. Bye.